speakers in the house. This is a woman that my first encounter with her was on Instagram. And she was advertising a property. And I watched that video and I asked my wife, what do you think about this? She said, yeah, beautiful. But we all will get there. Only God knows for how long she's been here. She's looking at me. She's traveled far and wide. She's a medical doctor. She's an educationist. She's a wonderful person. She's a realtor. She's into properties. She's into car financing. She's into so many things. Please and please, help me to make welcome. I never say make you stand up, you want me. This woman can laugh for no reason. If I do a comedy show and I have her just alone as my guest, I don't win, sold out. Because if I say, hey, she go laugh. If I say, ooh, she go laugh. So please and please, help me make welcome a medical doctor, a sexual health and family coach, a fashion enthusiast, a beautiful woman, a lovely personality. Help me make welcome none other than Dr. Bukola Odetutu, aka Dr. Bukandi. Thank you, Dr. Bukandi.
Hello everyone, I'm so glad to be here today, and to be honest, when Iriti reached out to me, I was very glad and excited about this. It's my first public speaking, and of course I create content on Instagram, but it's quite different. My name is Bukola, like you guys have already heard. I'm a GP registrar, which means I'm training to become a GP. I'm a mom, and I'm happily married to my husband.
Please, a round of applause for her, please.
Who happens to be a GP as well.
Doctor, married doctor.
Sensation.
I'm passionate about sexual health. I think I've known Iriti for some time on Instagram, and I enjoy watching her videos, and I follow her content quite closely. And one of the comments I will usually leave on Iriti's page is that I'm taking notes for myself and 7 other virgins. So today I'm going to be speaking on building intimacy in marriage and relationship. And I don't want the session to be boring, so I've just tried to compress my points into 5. And the first one I'm going to be starting with is open communication and forgiveness. Regarding open communication, it basically means you and your husband or you and your partner sitting down and having a heart-to-heart talk. Because in marriage or relationship, there is no how you guys won't quarrel once in a while. It's impossible and it's normal for you to quarrel. Now, I'm not talking about physical abuse. Physical abuse is different, it's an entirely different stuff. So I'm just talking about normal quarrel that happens between husband and wife. And when stuff like that happens, I would usually recommend you and your partner having a sit down, opening up to each other, being vulnerable to each other. And when your partner is opening up to you, I feel as though you should give her 100% attention. Like, show that you are listening attentively by dropping your phone. You cannot say that you're having open communication with your partner and then you're on your phone and you're like, oh yeah, my boy, I can hear what you're saying. No, you need to listen with full attention and empathy. That's the first one. And following open communication is forgiveness. So when I dropped a short clip about open communication on my Instagram page, and someone reached out to me who said she's a pregnant woman and her husband cheated on her. Would I say that she should just forgive her husband like that it's not easy? And I'm like, well, that is different. Infidelity and forgiveness is entirely different. And one thing I would never personally advise anyone to do, I feel as though it's not in my place to advise anybody to leave their partner because of anything. But the only thing I would usually do is to guide you. So I would just say the few things I said to that lady. So I said to her, I'm so sorry that this has happened to you. this is a very vulnerable moment for you. You're pregnant, and I understand that you need all the support you can get from your husband. So, and I said, how did you find out? So she said she went through her husband's phone, and she said to me that her husband is sorry. So I said, is your husband sorry because he got caught, or is sorry because he just wants to be sorry? And she said, he's really sorry. And then I went forth to ask her, so did you take history? I know that this is like my medical part speaking. Most people, if you get cheated on, you would be very angry, and most people would lash out. And whilst doing that, you might forget the most important things to do. And so I said to her, did you ask your husband how many times he cheated on you? When he was cheating, was it a protected sex? Did he use condom? All of those things are very important, because you want to risk stratify. You want to know if, even regardless of, so I said to her, regardless of the answers that your husband gave you, I would still recommend that the both of you should go for a full sexually transmitted infection screening. And based on the results, you still have to go for a repeat test in 6 weeks' time. And I just said, well, I know that it's quite difficult. I can't imagine what you're going through. But then again, is cheating your deal breaker? And she said no. I said, okay, so if it's not your deal breaker, then you just have to learn to live with it and hope that it doesn't happen again. So regarding forgiveness, I said you can discuss with your husband that it will take time. Cheating is like, you're breaking trust. So it will take time to build that trust again. So you shouldn't rush you. You shouldn't expect that both of you would go back to how you were just yesterday, prior to the time you found out that he cheated. So regarding forgiveness, it's really integral. Like I already mentioned, there's no how you would live with another person from different backgrounds, and you guys wouldn't quarrel once in a while, but always talk about it so that the person wouldn't repeat what caused the quarrel in the first place, and then you guys can forge ahead. The second thing here is showing affection. Now, showing affection is not just by kissing your partner. I feel as though showing affection, personally, it starts from the beginning of the day. So you start from the beginning of the day, and then you build it towards the night. You cannot just wake up your wife by 2 a.m. and you just want to penetrate like that. It shouldn't happen. It should be a never event. Meanwhile, this woman has been trying to do all the stuff around the house. She's been cleaning, she's been sorting out the children's assignments, she's been cooking. Maybe she won't try to kiss you, maybe once you probably hit her hands off and you're not interested, or you've been playing games and all of that. Now, 2 a.m., when she's already asleep, you just want to penetrate like that. Her garden is not being wet yet, and then you just want to just delve right in. So, regarding affection, it's you build it from the beginning of the day. You send your wife a text message, you send your husband a text message, you ask how they are doing. When she's doing stuff around the house, offer help. Ask her, is there anything you want me to help you with? Such that by night, she wouldn't say, oh, I've been the one doing every stuff around the house, I'm tired. She wouldn't have that excuse of saying, oh, I'm tired, because you both have been involved in things that have been going on in the house. Now, the third point is buying gifts for each other and showing gratitude and words of affirmation. So regarding the gift, it doesn't have to be something excessively big. It could just be something really small, just to show that you care and you're listening. For instance, maybe your wife could just be complaining that, oh, I just bought some makeup products and they're so expensive. You could do as though you're not actually listening. And then the following day, you could just ask her, how much is the cost of those makeup products that you mentioned yesterday? Then you could just fund them, just refund her. And then for your husband as well, buy your husband. It could be like something as basic as boxers or set of singlets or deodorant. and
You don't want to again.
perfumes. So now this gift I'm talking about is not like major gift for, let's say, when you're doing your birthday. This is just like random gift showing how much you care.
Even random, we don't want boxers. Thank you, DJ Fikiri.
Okay, then you can just ask them what they want. Maybe a cologne, maybe an expensive cologne. Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, and then the last thing is, okay, I've already mentioned about words of affirmation. Don't wait till when your girlfriend asks you, do you love me? Or when your wife asks, do you love me? It should be something that should come on like every time, every now and then. Tell them how much you love them. Tell them how much they mean to you. And when your husband does stuff like helping you out with just stuff around the house, don't say that, oh, it is Shibomowani, we both better the children together. So it is right, he's doing it for us, this or that. Don't say that, just say thank you. Thank you, you will be surprised by how much just saying thank you goes a long way. The last thing I'm talking about is about role play. Changing of roles. Like if Obi is the one who normally does pickups and drop-offs, once in a while do the drop-offs and pickups, and if you're the one that does the cooking, allow Hobby to take care of the cooking too as well, just once in a while, and then make it a hobby to do one activity together. Maybe Friday evenings, you could be like, okay, Friday evenings are for watching movies. It doesn't have to be like constantly every Friday, because I understand that most people like to pick shifts. So it could be once every 2 weeks. Pick up a good movie, a good family movie that every one of you can watch together. And the last jara is dancing. Dancing could be, you could see dancing as so basic, but you would be surprised by how much it is. Your husband could just be sitting down, you can just put a very nice music and then you dance to it, and he can also join you as well, and then you guys can have, that moment together. And one more thing, I know that I said that last time. And then one more thing is having this silence moment with your husband, such that you guys are not with your phones, you put phones away, and you just connect. And even during that connection, you guys can actually even make plans for big stuff and just brainstorm stuff together. And you'll be surprised by how much, doing all of that will culminate into having a very happy and sexual life. So it's not just about, like I said, doing bad goes, sexual intimacy, depends on a lot of things. It depends on how much, you can just see your husband. If your husband is doing everything he's meant to be doing, you'll be surprised by how much you want to touch you. As soon as your wife sees you, what she's going to be imagining in her head is about you watering a garden. Like, do you guys know what watering a garden means?
Of course.
Because you guys are looking at me like, do you know what watering a garden is? No.
It's like making a deposit. What you deposit is what you withdraw.
Watering of garden means you're just only touching your wife, or your wife is just seeing you and she's just wet, like looking at you alone, like she's ready, like all her body is aroused already. That's what watering of garden is. So yeah, like if you are doing all of those things, you'll be surprised by how receptive your wife is. She would even be the one to even initiate it sometimes. And then wives too, don't always wait for your husband to be the one to initiate this stuff. If he's just lying down, go to him, touch him in the right places. You know your partner, you know the places that you can actually touch him, and he would be ready. Does that make sense? Yeah. Have you ever touched your partner? Your husband? You've touched him for almost 10 years. And how often do you initiate sex with him? What? You don't initiate it? How do you initiate? How do you initiate sex?
It's personal.
Sensational.
But honestly, I'm a wife. My God.
And have you ever said no to him?
Honestly, when I get angry, I do. That's the truth. So, marriage, we're working. You have to. Nobody has a manual. Yeah, we're working on it. But when I get angry, I think that's the only thing. When I get angry, I say no. I say no. Because my mom Cora. Sorry.
Wait.
No, that's the truth. I say no sometimes when I'm angry. That's it.
And then, so how do you then eventually resolve it?
When I see LV bag or offended. No, honestly, I'm someone that maybe the next day I feel better when I see my kids. Everything is just.
So do you normally have like a sit down talk to talk about
Yes,
it?
I do. We do.
Or it just comes while you are cooking in the kitchen, just come and spank your bum bum and then you forget.
My mom is big enough to be spanked, but honestly, yeah. Sometimes, yeah. And sometimes I just let it go. As women, sometimes you let it go. Like, for peace, you just let it go.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much.
All right.
So does anyone have questions?
Please, a round of applause for her, please. Please, if you have questions, some question might come anonymous. You can be anonymous. You can just get a sheet of paper and squeeze your question around, and we can have it talked about. And you can raise your hand, and the mic will come to you. Dr. Bukola is available for all questions. Marriage, madam. Okay.
I've got a question. What's the mature way of resolving silent treatment?
Silent what?
Silent treatment.
Treatment.
Yeah.
What is the mature way of resolving silent treatment?
Okay, so by silent treatment, how long?
A lot of days. Many days.
So is this coming from yourself or from your husband?
From the partner.
From your partner. So I would reckon that you pray and then just do what caused the silent treatment in the first place. Was it you? Did you do something to piss him off? Something that big to piss him off that would make him not talk to you for days?
I don't know.
Sorry, please. I've just been informed that we should try and ask health-related questions so that Dr. Bukola will not go and sit down and be thinking, hope I answer this person question well. Hope this person will not go home and be quoting me. It's okay, right?
Yeah, it's okay.
All right.
So how long? What is it that you did that warranted him to go silent on you?
I broke his phone.
You broke his phone.
Yeah.
So what did you see on his phone that made you break it?
No, I was talking to him and he was on his phone. So I got angry and I broke it.
All right. I believe that you can apologize and just tell him to air his woman, to forgive his device. Make him his favorite meal. Do you sleep in the same room? Do you share the same room?
Yeah.
Yeah. So have a beautiful, nice, cool shower. Spray your normal perfume and deodorant. Dress as lovely and sexy as possible, and just lie down beside him. Act your bum bum. And did you try doing all of that? Did you try that? Did you try seduction?
Sometimes if I feel like I'm in the wrong, yeah, I might try that, yeah. But if I'm not in the wrong of just kind of stay calm until
Until it resolves.
he grows up and becomes an adult.
Yeah. Bless you. Well, personally, if I do something that my husband is not happy with, you know, this is someone who is attracted to me and I'm attracted to him as well. And we sleep in the same bed. How will he get angry with me for more than 48 hours? And then it's like you've done everything. You've done everything you are supposed to do.
What do you mean
And
by
it's still everything.
You have to.
Like you're giving him food, he's well fed. Yeah.
Hello everyone.
Hello.
Okay, I think that it's good everything you said, but I'm putting myself in that place. What would make me to go silent on my partner for a period of time? It could be that it's something that's been happening. She said she broke his phone. That's not nice. And I want to say maybe you've been overstepping when you're angry. You overstep and you say, I'm sorry. Then you overstep again, you say, I'm sorry. And at a time, the sorry gets to him. So he just goes into his shell. So wearing the perfume and dressing sexy or not, if she said something, when she's angry, she says no. So for some people, when they're angry, to a certain level, they coil in. So you dressing, wearing cologne, doesn't change anything. Sincere apology and intentionally deciding to stop overstepping when you're angry. You can be angry with someone and not destroy anything. It doesn't matter what the anger is. Even if on the phone you found him live with another woman, there are things you don't do. Don't destroy people's property. Get angry. I get angry. My husband is the one that it's all right. Okay, calm down. I can get angry and scream and just leave the room and but don't go destroying people's property. So I think the best thing to do is to sincerely apologize. And this apologies doesn't have to be just once. Sincerely. It has to be, babe, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. In the morning, I said I'm sorry now. You are at fault. And when you do this over, then intentionally deciding not to overstep when we're angry. That's what I say. Thank you.
Thank you. Ireti, do you still want to say something before we move
Let me
on?
just add, thank you very much for everything you've said. But then we are all different.
Yes, please. 1 minute.
And the first thing I said when I started this session was about open communication. And I mentioned about if you tell your partner that you want to have a heart-to-heart talk with them, you want to be vulnerable with them, and they then take their phone, and start going through their phone. It could have been that triggered her to behave like that. It was a reaction to what the man did. She wouldn't just sit down and the man is happy and the man is giving her rapt attention, and she would just unprovoked take his phone and break it. So I feel as though her partner is also at fault. I'm not justifying what she did by breaking his phone. It was just her own way of reacting. And we all react in different ways to anger. So yeah, like she said, I believe that you should go back again and apologize profusely. If possible, go on your knees and apologize. And before I go forward, is that the first time you are breaking his stuff, or have you ever broken any of his properties before?
No, I've never broken it.
So it was the first episode. So yes. So I
It
think
was a long time, but
long time ago. Okay, yeah. So moving forward, if you're already seeing that you're getting to that point where you're unable to control your anger, just leave that space. Go out, take a jog, take a walk, breathe, and then come back in, so that you don't get to that point where you will be unable to break your stuff, to break your partner's stuff.
Thank you, Dr. Bukola. A round of applause for all right. Do you want to ask something?
He has a contribution though.
He has a contribution. Okay, it's not.
I'm good.
He said it's good.
You already said it. You already said
He
it.
said it's good. All right. Thank you. Okay, we have one person. Please, let's make it brief because I've been told that some of us are still traveling tonight. Let's make it brief.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. My question is, when you mention open communication, what do you mean by that? Like, for example, when it has to be with like consign, like sexual talk, and you're someone who is kind of, shy from, discussing it. You understand? Like, you don't like to call the vagina, yeah? You just like to use names like, those mild names for it. But, the other person likes to, go that extent, explore. And it affects the way you see, the sexual talk of a thing. Like, how do you do open communication in that context? Like, discuss sexual things without feeling, let's say, icky about those things. I don't know whether you understand my question.
A round of applause for her, please. Did you understand the question?
Yeah.
All right, please. You have just 1 minute to answer that. Yes.
First of all, you have to see him as your friend, as your partner.
50 more seconds.
You have to be open to him, and if you are not comfortable calling vagina, it's our vagina actually. But if you are not comfortable calling vagina, you could use euphemisms like garden. I would like my garden to be wet. Oh, wow. Before you introduce your phallus.
Oshibades. Where's my garden? Sensational. Oshe Salibopi. Okay.
So you can be like, you can tell him stuff like, please, can we have more foreplay, please, before you introduce your phallus? Yeah? And that's one thing I said, initially, that men, they can just wake you up at 2 a.m. and they'll be like, they want to, because they are ready. They don't, sometimes you just want to just have a cuddle. You want to spoon without doing anything. I know how. You just go and spoon, it's like you're looking for trouble. So yeah, you can use euphemisms like garden, phallus. Yeah. Phallus. Yeah, phallus is dick. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. One thing I wanted to actually add is having regular sex. Like, have the sex as many times as possible. Yeah, have sex as many times as possible. Most especially when you are sleeping in the same room with your husband. Have the sex many times as it permits. Even if you get dry, Ireti has already packaged lubricant inside one of those the bags. If you open it, it's lubricant that is there. So even if he's doing it and then you on the AC, ACs can dry up things sometimes. So just apply the lubricant and then you'll be fine.
Thank you, Dr. Bukola. A round of applause for Dr. Bukola. That's where it be. Please, before you go, let us see your dance moves. Don't forget. Don't forget, Dr. Bukandi. Come on. Come on. Doctor, come on. Okay. All right, a round of applause for her, please. Okay, moving on without wasting time.